classes at Massey University, and they would sort of change the shape of their animal and that sort of thing, but I think things have evolved from then. They were probably told that we should go down a certain direction and get all the fat off, and probably, to be fair, Southdown breed and all breeds in New Zealand went so far taking the fat off that they probably took the meat off as well. So we've had to come back and find the middle ground. I know myself, sort of, we all talk about this balanced sort of animal. We want to be at the middle of the road, and that's sort of the way the news and efficiency comes from those sort of things. But next door we've got these automatic sculls, and that's become Miles' job since he's been at home with his dog. And he says these short ones that look real meaty there, they don't seem to weigh. And it's the texel type ones, and the down cross type ones that come through that are really short in the wool and usually a bit fine in the shoulder and got a bit of length, seem to weigh like mad, seem to go out the gate all the time. So it's sort of a balancing act to everything, I think. And so I think here, I think I've got two different types of ewes in there really. I'd probably say that ewe in the middle is the ones that we were chasing. Say, you go back to that brochure that people were chasing a while ago, and I'd say now we've sort of come back to somewhere like the ewe on the left. And so but just looking at those sheep, I mean, from a breed quality point of view, I think the one on the left, the mousy greys and all that sort of thing, I mean, these ewes aren't too bad. The one closest to us is probably a little bit harsh. Down through the I was kind of talking to Brett there last night about heads. A lot of the modern scientists said, we'll get rid of the head, it doesn't matter, but actually look at those animals and look at their heads. Now, years ago we brought bred short little fat Southdowns, they had short little fat heads, didn't they? And nowadays, every one of those animals there's got a head much the same as its body. Like, I remember David Wiley, when he was trying to, in the changing shape, he used to talk to me about we need to do a long triangular shaped head and a long triangle shaped carcass, and I think that was true at the time. And I'd even say that in those, well, the ewe that I think is the best here at this stage, the one in the middle, she's just sort of in the middle of the road, sort of head, triangle shape, and her body probably reflects that. So I think from a breeding point of view, I mean, the head probably tells you a hell of a lot about the animal for a start. Well, it should do, and if it doesn't, well, it's probably not going to carry on. So those factors are there, but I mean, I've probably got these ewes here because I think the two ewes on the outside hindquarters are bloody average actually. We're very poor. Be interested to see what other people think. The ewe on the left, she's actually quite loaded with fat. Now, if you feed that sheep exceptionally well, you can probably make a hindquarter look reasonable, and this is what we need to be a bit aware of in show rings and that. Really got to handle what meat is. She's got the V up the crutch. She's extremely fat over the tail, and when we talk about the glammies and those hindquarter things, if you put a leg like that on, it just wouldn't go anywhere. That's you closest to me. Like, there's just no. And sometimes you're better to judge. I like to judge sheep from a breeding point of view in average sort of form. I think you see a lot more of their fault with that fair comment. When we get to a show, we see them all at their best, and I don't know if that's always the best for a breed. You've got to be able to see through that. Interesting, we went through the lean stages and that, but you probably really have to get under and handle this, but they're all reasonably meaty ewes, but this ewe parades itself well, and I mean, I know in the show, this one on the right, I was just thinking about that, these ewes have been running around tidying up stables. I don't like to feed my ewes too well at this time of the year, but they're not being screwed. I actually think she's a bit hard on the back, and I don't think scanning's sorting that out. We're seeing some sheep that are coming through with quite good muscle size and things like that. But it doesn't, when we're scanning, and generally we're feeding our hoggets, as Randall is feeding our hoggets quite well when we're scanning and measuring muscle tone and things like that. But some of those sheep that are just a bit harder are harder finishing, if you know what I mean, less efficient.